Alright, good morning boys and girls. Welcome to another class. Alright, so today our lesson is a little different because we are going to be doing some review work. Okay, so we're going to review Unit 15 and Unit 16. Okay, so we will start with Unit 15 first. Okay, so please open your books on Unit 15. Alright, so Unit 15 you can see is about technology and how a factory makes food. So we just did this lesson last week. So of course from what we remember is that the factory makes food for us, and it uses many machines to cut the food, to heat up the food, and to put the food in bags and those kinds of things. And the food we're focusing on today is the potatoes, okay? And from the potatoes we will make potato chips. All right, and those potato chips we can buy in a bag at the 7-Eleven, at your supermarket, at Costco, and all of these different places. So without waiting any longer, let's continue and let's learn more about this lesson. The first thing I want to do is focus on the vocabulary. So can we put up the notepad, please? Okay, now over here you guys can talk about, we will talk about the following vocabulary words. The first one was degree. So first one, degree. Then we have harvest. Okay, next we have ship and blade, slice, and of course peel. Okay, phonic sounds, boys and girls. Degree, please say it. Degree. Harvest, harvest. Ship, ship, ship. Blade, 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 blade. Slice, slice, and peel. Okay, how are we going to do this? I am going to explain the word and I want you to please guess which word it is that I am explaining. Okay, so the first one, this is something that farmers do when the fruit is ready. Fruit and vegetables are ready on the farm. So which word is that? Give you 5 seconds to think, to choose. Ding, ding, ding. Harvest, right? So when farmers collect or they pick fruit and vegetables. Okay, next one. This word means how hot something is. All right, how hot something is. It can be in Celsius, it can be in Fahrenheit. All right, 5 seconds. Alright, if you chose blade, you are wrong. The correct answer is degree. How hot something is. How hot something is. Okay? Next word, everybody. This means to take off or to remove the skin from a vegetable or a fruit. Alright, 5 seconds. Remove the skin from the vegetable or from the fruit. Right, if you chose the word peel, then you are right. Very good. All right, to remove the, with the skin from a fruit or a vegetable. All right, 3 more words left. All right, this is something that is very, very sharp. Very, very sharp. It can cut. All right, 5 seconds. If you chose the word ship, then you are wrong because the correct word is blade. Okay, so this is very sharp and we use it to cut. To cut things. Okay, cool. So the last 2 words, so we have this is something that when I want to send something to another country, okay, then I do this word. Okay, I want to send it to another country. I want to send something, a box, to another place. Which word is that? Right, the correct answer is not slice, it is ship, right? So to send something to another place. All right, to send something to another place. And finally, the word slice, this means to cut something into thin slices. All right, you cut it into thin slices. Okay, now let's quickly just practice a little bit more with these words. I want you to please think of one thing that you can use for each word. Number 1 is degree. My question is, what are the degrees, or what is the maximum degree, the highest degree for today's weather? So what is the highest temperature today? Think about that. Okay, so normally we're always around 30 degrees around Taiwan, right? This time of the year. Okay, so degree, think about that. Harvest, think of something that you would really, really like to harvest from a farm. So what fruit, what vegetable would you really like to have? Okay, think about that. Next, ship. Think about something you can ship to Japan from Taiwan. So something that I can have in Taiwan that I can send to Japan that they don't have. All right, think about something like that. Next, blade, very sharp. So think about something that you need a blade to cut. You cannot cut it with anything else. You need a blade to cut it into thin slices. Okay? Next one is slice. I want you to please think about foods that we need to cut into slices when we eat them. All right, think about any foods, maybe you put it on bread or something like that. And peel. Tell me, which fruit or vegetable do you have to peel? You cannot eat it without taking off the skin. So which which fruit or vegetable do you have to peel the skin off? All right, if you guys are finished thinking about that and writing down an answer, we will move on to our reading, okay? So, good job everyone. Righty. Okay, it's good. So let's read the story. Teacher Rachel, can you please just zoom in a little bit? All right, thank you. Appreciate you. All right, let's go ahead and, boys and girls, we're going to read it some more. So I'm just going to read it one time, and I'll read slowly so that you can follow with me. Okay? So let's do that again. 3, 2, 1. People all over the world love potato chips. Okay? Let's learn about how a plain potato turns into delicious, crunchy chips. After farmers harvest potatoes, they ship the best ones to a factory. Here are the steps that take place in the factory. First, preparation. Okay, to prepare, to get everything ready. Okay, step 1. Machines peel the skins off the potatoes. Step 2. Blades cut the potatoes into very thin slices. Step 3. Machines wash and dry the chips. Now it's the cooking part, okay? Step 4. Robots put the chips in 350-degree oil and cook them for 4 minutes. Step 5. The chips go to a different machine in the factory. It adds salt. Excuse me. Number 6. Machines put the potato chips in bags. Okay, so those over there are the 6 steps that you guys need to know when they are making, when factories make food. Pardon. All right, now what I've done is I also want to ask you 2 questions. So the next time, I think it's on Wednesday or on Thursday when we see each other for our online class, these are going to be 2 of the questions that will come up over there. So I want to know, I'll ask you 2 now. Sorry, can you please put up the notepad again? Okay, just 1 question that I think, 1 or 2 that you guys need to answer. The first one is, I want to know which potatoes do they ship? Oh, to the farmers, I should say. So which potatoes do the farmers ship to the factories? Right. Which potatoes do the farmers ship to the factories? That's question number 1. And then question number 2, I would like to know from you, who or what puts the chips into the oil, and how hot is the oil? Okay, so who or what puts the chips into the oil, and how hot is the oil? Alright, so those are 2 of the 10 questions I will ask you guys on Thursday or on Wednesday when I see you for the online class. Alright, so think about this over here. Try and write down the answers. Okay? And then I think it's about time that we can just move on to our next unit. All right, so 1 and 2, please do that. And then let's move on. So, okay. All right, guys, please go to Unit 16 in your books. All right, so I think that everybody should be on Unit 16. Right, so here we have Unit 16, boys and girls. So on Unit 16, we were talking about number cakes. Can anybody remember what the other word for number cakes is? So, number cakes, better known as cupcakes. Okay? So, let's have a look and let's talk about these cupcakes. Let's talk about the number cakes and the vocabulary. So, Teacher Rich, can you please put on the notepad, put it up. Thank you. All right. All right, guys. Vocabulary words that we have to learn for this unit was butter, then recipe, then we also had a spoon, okay, and flour, remember, and finally we had sugar. Okay, let's practice the phonic sounds. So, butter, butter, recipe, recipe, spoon, spoon, flour, flour, remember, remember, and sugar, sugar. Okay, so those are the vocabulary words, and what we will do is I will explain the words to you, and you guys need to guess which one you think it is. So let's begin in. Okay, this word means that it will explain to me how to do something. It will explain to me how to do or how to make something. 5 seconds. All right, the answer over there is recipe. All right, so it explains how to cook or bake something. Okay, next one, everybody. Oh, this one is very, very sweet. Okay, so of course, this is remember. Nope, it's sugar. All right, so it's very sweet. All right, next one. I use this to make bread and to make cake. It is very light. Do you know? Okay, so of course this one is flour. Okay, so used to make bread or cake. Okay, guys, next one. Next one is This is something I can put on my bread. I put it on my bread. So it is butter, right? So I put it on my bread or on my toast. Okie dokie. Last one that we can guess over here is, this means not to forget. Not to forget. Of course, it is remember, not to forget. Not to forget something. Okay? And last one is spoon. I use this to eat food such as, right, I shouldn't actually write that down, right? To eat different kinds of food. All right. So, boys and girls, here we have our vocabulary. I hope you guys still remember these words. All right. What I want you to do next is to think about some of the things we can use these words for. So I will ask you some questions, like for butter. Can you tell me what other foods can I put butter on? Okay, so think about what other foods have you seen people put butter on? So we know I can put it on toast or bread, but what else? Okay. Recipe. Tell me what food is a very, very easy let me say that again. Tell me which food has a very easy recipe. Okay? Which food has a really easy recipe? Next one, spoon, right? I think this is a pretty easy question. Name 3 foods that you need a spoon to eat with. Okay? In order to eat that food, you need to have a spoon. Okay? Then we have flour. So flour is used to make bread or cake. Can you tell me how many cups of flour do I need to bake a cake? Alright, so I want to bake a cake. How many cups of flour do I need in order to make a cake? Alright, so you can check on the internet, go on Google, see what the recipe is. Next one is remember something. Can you tell me something that you will always remember? Always, something you will always remember. Okay? And I want you to think about different foods that have a lot of sugar and also some foods that have only a little bit of sugar. Okay? Just a little sugar. Alright? So think about those kinds of things, and then now, boys and girls, we are going to go and we're going to read the story. Okay? So let me erase this over here. Okay, so can we change to the reading page, please, for Unit 16? Alright, so let's have a look at the number cakes. Alright, the same way, I will only read it one time to you guys, and I want you to please try and read it with me, okay? I will read pretty slowly, I won't read too quickly. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's answer this read together. Number cakes. Excuse me. Old cookbooks show us when different foods were first made. This is how we know that the first cupcakes were made around 1800. Some cookbooks called these first cupcakes number cakes. The name came from the easy way to remember the recipe. A person just needed to remember the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 1. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 different numbers to make these cupcakes. What do the numbers mean in this recipe? First, the numbers in this recipe mean use 1 cup of butter and 2 cups of sugar. Then put in 3 cups of flour and 4 eggs. Last, add 1 cup of milk and 1 spoon of baking soda. This was one of the first and easiest cupcake recipes. Okay, so of course, number cakes refers to the recipe on how you can make cupcakes. Okay, so you can see there are some beautiful pictures over here of the tasty, delicious cupcakes. Alright, now if we can just put on the notepad, I want to ask you 2 questions about this story over here. So number 1, number 2. So number 1, I want to know how do we know when the first cupcakes were made? Okay, and then number 2, I want to know why. Oh, maybe I should change that one. All right, yeah, let me keep it to why. So why did they call cupcakes? Why they call cupcakes number cakes? All right. So those are the questions out there, boys and girls. I want you guys to try and find these answers in your books. Okay, in the reading, all you need to do is just read, and then you will find the answers. Okay, so there you go. There you have it.